Yo, what up? I think we're on week 8 right here, and I'm walking through the streets of New York City, and I'm in full-blown snail mode right now. Got my life and my shoes on my back, and I'm headed to the second day of this Mark Fisher Fitness Movement and Motivation Lab, which is going pretty awesome so far. But yeah, so I want to talk about that a little bit because it's kind of a magical thing. I'm surrounded by awesome people, as many people in the fitness industry are, at least when they attend seminars, continuing education at least. But, yesterday I had a cool kind of experience where, for lunch, let me back up and tell a little bit more of the story. So, a couple of days ago, before that, a week or two ago is when I signed up for this thing. I sort of saw it pop up on, my Facebook networks and all of that. And I was like, oh, this is going to be automatically good. So I considered coming to it, and so I obviously decided to. And a few days ago, on the list that was sent out with the agenda and speakers and all that kind of stuff, which means that I didn't exactly know what I was getting in for when I first signed up. That was sent out a couple of days ago. I had a look at it, and I was like, holy crap, this is really awesome. A lot of people who I wouldn't have expected to be there are going to be there. People who I've been following over the last year and whatnot. And so I was pretty excited about that. And so yesterday, after first couple of talks and presentations and little workshop things, started having a chat with a guy I've been following for a while, Steve Ledbetter, and he's out in California. He came all the way over to New York for this thing to present, and he specializes in just helping. His whole thing is helping the most people help the most people, and that's a pretty awesome thing. So, very sharp guy too, and well dressed. And just talking to him for a moment, and then his buddy came around. We were chatting, and before we left to lunch, I got a chance to run into Mark Fisher, and who I'd seen before, but I'd never spoken to him personally, and introduced myself. And before you know it, the four of us and another friend, we're all having lunch in this country bar, and it was just a pretty cool experience to me because we're in this country bar in New York City, and I'm sitting with two people who I've revered at least for the last year or so, and just kind of a casual thing where I get to hear them talk about their lives and discuss what's going on in the world, and get a kind of a view from their perspective, from their brain. And so not only that, but this is also the backdrop of the same music that I have been listening to on my daily commutes for the last, month or so. So I just thought that was a pretty interesting thing. Not only that, but I felt kind of thankful to be as open-minded as I've been with music at the very least. Because so many people talk about how they just absolutely hate country music, and I know several people who would have sat down in this bar and just kind of had a sour taste in their mouth the entire time. But when my ears caught a little bit of the background noise, I was like, this is fantastic. This is just so many cool parts of my world all uniting at once. So the real lesson here is so much can happen if you put yourself in the right place and kind of know the questions to ask, as I've said before, and have a certain direction that you're trying to follow, and then something like that will happen. And I'm past 5 minutes, so I'll see you next week. Times Square.